I did the first Q process that was done here, and it was a small group of us. It was some of the leaders here, and we just all sort of went through it together. And
I came in with some hesitation and kind of, I'll do this thing, because I've been asked to.
I work at the local hospital. We've had many kind of self-improvement types of programs come through. And so this in some ways was like, oh, here's another thing. What is this thing, this Q process? What does Q stand for anyway?
I think I just kind of went into it with just with the claims that I'd heard about it. And I went to the website and I looked at what was behind it, the science and quantum physics and neuroscience and truth principles and all those things. I knew all had sort of connections to breakthrough and to higher consciousness.
To me, after doing it for this past year now, it's the quantum shift. And when I finally got early on, what does the Q stand for? I said, well, it stands for quantum. And then seeing how that works is absolutely amazing. So I was happy to go through the 6 hours. It went like that. It was great.
When our entire team went through this process together, we had this very cool thing happen, which was we now had a language that we could all speak.
It's not, we're not making it up. It's actually real. It's not therapy. It's not touchy-feely. It's like real science. And I will tell you, it works every time for me if I go through the process the way it's set up.
We actually saw from the beginning how it would transform our relationships and how we could stay present to each other, even in the midst of disagreements. And we see things differently, and that continues to happen. But it doesn't drive us, into our corners. Well, it does in a way, but then when those corners, we're doing worksheets.
It's reminding each other about that agreement, and that's what's different. We agreed to be peaceful. We agreed to be honest. We agreed to talk about things and deal with things in a more loving, compassionate way.
Well, after we did it with the leadership team, and we were all very excited about how it was working for us, we knew we wanted to get it out to the rest of the community. So we've had, I think, including today, we have about 95 people that have gone through it, mostly from this community, some from outside. Whereas before, the conversation, was about what the problem was, which is, so the external problem. That still goes on, but then there's also, it doesn't end there. There's for most of us who really have taken this on and taken it with sincerity and see it as really being profoundly effective, then there's another conversation that has to do with this is something that I need to look at and see what of me is causing this to be a problem. And when that takes place amongst two people, the conversation is entirely different.
What's meaningful about changing the story and why it gave me such joy and such relief is that I've been living the sadness, the grief, the anger, the frustration of my life not being the way I thought it was going to be when I was 20. And so to be able to shift that and create a story that has joy and triumph in it, why not? Let go of that old sad story and have a story that is triumphant.
It's getting more and more and more crystallized. So the coaching sessions are totally necessary, because when you go from the outside to the inside to the real deep shadows.
And the benefit was beyond anything that I could have imagined could have happened that quickly.
Of all the work that I've done, this process is more effective logistically than anything I've done therapy that I've done, all the meditations and, permutations and combinations. It's given me the opportunity to shift my reality.
It's been very, very effective, and this really bodes well for our future. It really empowers us to stay the course of something bigger and grander for us, and not have it fall apart because we can't play together.